Here, we start by defining a class component named errorBoundary which extends React component. In the constructor, we initialize the state with a property called hasError and set it to false. This state will help us track whether an error has occurred in the child component tree. The static method getDerivedState from error is a lifecycle method that lets us update the state before the next render, when an error is caught. Here, we simply return a new state object with hasError set to true, indicating that we have encountered an error. Now, the component didCatch method is where the actual error handling occurs. When an error is thrown in any of the child components, this method is called. Inside, it invokes logErrorToMyService function, which we will define later, passing the error and additional error info to it. The render method dictates what gets displayed on the screen. If there's an error, indicated by this state hasError being true, we show a fallback UI. In this case, a simple message saying something went wrong. Otherwise, the children components are rendered as usual. The logErrorToMyService function is responsible for sending error information to an external service. First, we define logService URL, which is the endpoint for your error logging service. This URL should be replaced with the actual URL of the service you are using. Using the Fetch API, we then create a POST request to this URL. The request's headers specify that we are sending a JSON payload. The body of the request is a stringified JSON object containing the error message and the component stack from where the error originated. After sending the request, we handle the promise returned by Fetch. If successful, we convert the response to JSON, though typically no further action is needed. If there is an issue with logging, such as network issues, we catch the error and log it to the console. Finally, this is how the errorBoundary component is used in your application. You wrap it around your components, creating a safety net that catches and handles errors in all of its children. With this pattern, you ensure that your app's user experience degrades gracefully in case of unexpected errors.